Hello everyone, this is Car Productions 5 back with another video, and today I have the LEGO Bionicle Kopaka Master of Ice set review. Now this set is brand new and he is looking awesome, as you can see. It is for ages 8 through 14, set number 70788, and 97 pieces. This is one of the bigger $20 sets, and he looks fantastic, especially his mask, and there's the Mask of Creation. And if you haven't already seen my review of Onua, please check it out. But this is Kopaka, the first Toa of Ice that we were introduced to in 2001. So he's looking fantastic. I really like how he looks, so hopefully the figure is just as good. So that is the front of the box, and now kind of the side here we get the Master of Ice, and then we see his protector, which they're pretty much like Turaga as seen on the website. That's what I'm really getting from that. And then we have Kopaka himself, and then the pretty cool combiner. There's the golden mask of ice, and then a little clip from the animations that will come out on the website. There's Kopaka looking for his golden mask. The protector gets the skull spider on him, and then he puts on the mask and he can save the day. And it's showing off some of the functions, like the mask popping off. Really cool translucent pieces. His ski function in the gears. So that is really cool. So I'm going to open this up, and if you want to see the unboxing of it, you can click an annotation or look in the description for a link, or just search it in on my channel for the unboxing of this set. But otherwise, if you aren't going to look at that, then let's get right into the figure. Alright, so here's Kopaka, and he is looking fantastic. Now before I get into any of the specifics, I'm just going to show you guys the extra pieces. Now it's kind of funny because these extra pieces are the same pieces that we got with Onua, and it's the pieces used for the gear function. We have a bushing, a little Technic pin here. It's kind of gray, the smaller one, and then the normal sized one we got in Bionicle, the black one. And these are used in the gear function, as I said, and it's kind of funny though because you would think it would be like the exact same build for the gears, for the little function back there, but it's actually not, and I'm very surprised with that. And of course, like my Onua, I don't really like to give the figure a rating out of 10, just because it depends on the individual, whether he or she will want to buy the set or not, whether they like the look of it. So I just split into parts, going over the design, and the build, the parts, and the playability. So if you like what I show you or tell you, then you can buy the figure, because that's my purpose here, to show you what I think of the figure, but it all depends on you whether you want it. So that's why the number system for the toys and figures really isn't the best option in my opinion. But putting that aside, I'll get right into the figure. First, I mean, you see the figure, here's the golden mask. Well, I'm going to put that aside here, but really quick, let's go over the skull spider. Here's the one we got with Onua. This is the one with Onua, from Onua. This is the one we get in the set. So this one's silver, as you can see, kind of a gunmetalish silver. And this one is that pale greenish, lime green. And, I mean, it just, there were two different colors, so I can't really say which one I like better. They're pretty much the same mask, just within the same legs, gunmetal legs, just different color. I mean, they both look cool, and it's good for mocking, which I can't wait to start that. So they're both cool, simple builds. I mean, this is a small downside. I wish we got better villains. It looks like in the summer sets we might actually get some villains, like actual bigger skull spiders, maybe a queen, so that's really cool. But for now, this is everything we get, besides the Lord of Skull Spiders, but I mean, pretty good. And it is cool that we get it in the set. We don't have to buy separate packs, but I do want booster packs. I think that'd be cool to get more of these guys for collection or display. So, getting right into the design. Now, from the start, he looked fantastic, Kopaka, and then when I got a closer look at him, I was like, holy crap, he looks amazing. He's a very solid figure. When you pick him up, similar to how Onua was, he's a very solid figure. He doesn't feel like he's going to fall apart. The pieces stay on well, and I even think with the, going over the design, of course, the gear function, I thought it was done a lot better than Onua, and I didn't have a problem with his. Just a small gripe I had is if you moved his arm, it would kind of move that one a little, and it would feel like it was about to snap off, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just something. So here, this one is very smooth. It's only for the right arm, and like I said, I thought it was going to be the same gear function, and when I saw this piece, I'm like, oh, so they're going to keep reusing that same gear function, which would kind of got me a little disappointed. But then after building it, I really saw that they used these actual gear pieces here, and it was a completely new design. They just used a similar base part, and it was fantastic, and it works a lot better. He even put these ball Technic pieces on the end, so that's where his arms connect to, not the actual torso piece, which is the same for Onua. So that was really interesting that since it connected to here, it's actually a lot stabler, and doesn't feel like it's going to snap off, similar to Onua's, which you felt like when you moved it, it may have snapped off. This is very smooth. You can still move this around, and it rotates the gears when you move it, but it's not affecting this arm. So that is really good. And of course, from the back, we cover up the back, same way we did with Onua, which is very good. They're putting a lot of detail into making the figures look really good and using all of the elements, kind of unlike what Hero Factory did. With certain sets, Bionicle so far are looking like they're really trying for every set. Now the back of the calf here, we have cover up for the back here, because that would just look ugly if you had that. So they added some parts on, and we got to cover up the back. And as for the translucent blue pieces, they look fantastic. I really like that touch to it. Kind of new, and it doesn't take away from the solidness, I guess you can say, of the figure. And we see that on the hands and the forearms and the calves or lower legs, if you want to call them that. He uses the normal feet. With Onua, we got these kind of webbed feet. I'll show you them really quick. And I'm happy that they're being pretty diverse with the feet. Kind of stinks when they keep using these same feet, but certain characters need them, and it looks like Kopaka does need them, so that's good. And Onua is more of a bulky guy, so those feet serve him right. And we do have 2 stickers on the thighs here, and that is a small downside. I mean, stickers are a pain to put on, and sometimes you don't put them on exactly centered. I thought I did really well on the one on his right thigh, but on his left, a little bit off-centered. You can't really tell on camera, thankfully, but it's not too bad, but small little gripe there. And of course, with Onua, we got the big chest piece, but it looks like for every other hero, actually, we're getting these chest plate attachment to his normal chest piece, and we use the, I guess, the Brain Attack chest from Hero Factory, just showing you guys, and this goes right on top. This is a printed piece, not a sticker, which is nice. So that's cool. I just hope they get new chest pieces in and varied up, because that would be kind of boring to get this for every Toa we're going to get in the future. I really feel like actually these paw pieces from Raka actually look really nice for the design. Unlike, or I mean, Onua's looked nice, just here's a little, he had these, but I mean, I feel like his just work a little better. Actually, it depends. His were kind of his claw pieces were kind of up there, but this one fits better, and it does get in the way a little, but it's more solid. I think Onua's were a little flimsy, or yeah, I mean, if you move the arms, sometimes it would affect him, but these are pretty good. I mean, they will get moved a little, but they just feel more solid. It's not really a gripe on Onua, just something I noticed. His weapon is really cool. We get this Rockshi blade back from the blue Rockshi. I really like that. That's cool, and his blade looks cool. And of course, the function, you can do that. And then his only problem I have is that his shield is really cool, don't get me wrong, but it's a little big, but his hand piece, I feel like they could have given us a better piece so he can hold it better when he moves his arm up. See, it will be at an angle when he moves his arm up. But otherwise, it's a really cool piece. It rotates, and it doesn't rotate like very flimsily, or it's not very flimsy when it rotates, so it's good. And so he's a very solid figure, very detailed. They used a lot. I really like these new pieces we get on the bottom, so I feel like he's really worth it. And of course, his mask, very detailed. It looks a lot like his original, and pretty much all of Kopaka's form. That's pretty much how he looks all the time, so that's really good. As for the build, very fun build. Everything fit together well. I'm really surprised with the gear thing. That's a plus. I really like that. And the parts, very good parts. As I said, I like these new ones. A little bit of a gripe on the stickers, and the other gripe I had was, I mean, the shield, a little big, and I wish they'd given us a better hand, but still very good. And they covered everything up. A little bit on the back here, they didn't cover up, but they can't do everything. I mean, it would be interesting if we got white thighs, but that would kind of take away from the white armor. But very, very cool. Now, as for the play features and the functions, the obvious one, we get the nice little arm rotating piece, which is very nice, and the arms move very well. Next play feature is the mask. So if you pop this off, you can put on the golden Kanohi for the Toa of Ice, and that looks awesome on him. A little bit of a gold clash up here, but it's not really a big deal. It is his golden mask, so they throw in the gold for the Toa on purpose so it looks nice, which every Toa has gold in it pretty much. So that's an interesting new, I guess, new detail they brought to the sets. And what's interesting though on his colors, I never mentioned it, they do work well. Like the translucent I said actually, but the white and the gold, it mixes very nicely. And what you do is you take the legs off the Skull Spider, and you could put the legs on him, but it looks better when you take them off. And you pop the mask off, and you put the Skull Spider on, and that looks really cool. It's kind of like the Chrono we got with the Borak, and I really like how that looks. Really cool. It stays on very well, and I can't wait to use that mask for mocking. And you could put the legs on and everything. I mean, I can put them on now. But like I said, it's in my Onua. It's kind of like the Krana from the Borak, that they take over the user. So that is a very interesting concept, that they're combining a lot of the story elements with Rahi and the Borak. Maybe we'll get a queen, kind of like we got Gadok and Kadok from Bionicle. So that's really cool. So that's with the Skull Spider on him. Looks pretty much the same. So you pop that off, there's the Skull Spider, and you put this back on. Then finally, the last play feature we get is the shield, and you just easily take it off. The blue pin stays in his hand, which is which was very common with all the Bionicle figures we used to get. They always left like the blue pin piece in their hand, which is funny. And you just pull the shield apart from the bottom, turn it over so the pins are facing, and then from the inside of his foot, that's where you attach these two pins. And then you do the same over here. And yeah, now the pins do stick out, or the one set sticks out, but that's not really a big deal. I mean, if you really want to, you can just put them behind the shield, and then when you put them on his feet, you just have to flip them around. It's not a big deal. With Lego, that's really, if a part's in the way, you could just take it off, which is very nice. And he looks really, really cool with his ice skis on. That is a really cool looking figure. I do like that a lot. And his nice staff is really awesome looking. And it looks really good. The detail's good. It's not a boring weapon. We get a nice Rakshi staff, but they add this little bit of detail. And this piece on the bottom, which I always like when they add interesting parts to the bottom like that. So that is it for Kopaka. Alright, so quickly I will do a size comparison. This is the only other form of Kopaka I have, and that is his Fantuka form. And there's a little bit of a size comparison, and they're both kneeling down a little bit. This Kopaka, his Fantuka, is a little bit more, so I'll straighten him out a little more, and so there he is. So this Kopaka they seem about the same height. His mask is just a little bit bulkier, but with the shoulder pads, they seem very, very close in height. He's just a little bit taller. I think his big mask is the one giving him the boost, because as you can see, adds quite a little bit of elevation. So very close in size though, so it's good that we're getting decently sized figures. So that's cool, and you see the resemblance in the mask. So that's it for Kopaka. And then for the other figure we have gotten from Bionicle, and that is Onua. And Kopaka is much taller, but Onua is much wider and bigger. So we get more in this area than lengthwise, but still, he looks really good. From the back, they both look good. Nothing's sticking out. So as you can see, there's that. So that is it, and that wraps up the review. Kopaka is a great figure. I highly recommend him. I can't really pick a favorite right now. Eventually I probably will, but both him and Onua have been really, really awesome. Both great figures. So far so good with Bionicle's reboot, so I can't wait to see more sets, and hopefully the story is still a really good story. And yeah, so that's it. So stay tuned for more, maybe a stop motion and probably more sets. But that's everything in this set. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment, like, and subscribe. And of course, like I keep saying, stay tuned for more reviews and stop motions. And check out my channel and see what else I have to offer. But that's it for today. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And with that, I'll see you guys later.